We have brought Formula One to the Pinwheel GP. So we are at the Pinwheel GP circuit. It is a mod and a Assetto Corsa that we're going to be doing a 10-lap race on. And you see this roller coaster on the right side of the circuit. This is kind of an idea of how this track actually is. I'm calling it the roller coaster track of Formula One, basically, here. And you're going to see exactly what I'm saying as I'm going to take a slow roll through these corners here. But turn one, pretty simple. Just a nice left-hander there, little hairpin you go around. But it turns into a roller coaster right here. Look at the dip, and it's exactly the characteristics that you get in a roller coaster. My stomach sinks just looking at a monitor. I don't even have to be in VR, but I'm tempted to try it in VR. Then you go around this long, sweeping left-hander. Reminds me of Spa, just a lot sharper, of course, now, but there's a lot of elevation changes here in this circuit. And then, of course, you got that roller coaster right there once again. Then we have this heavy braking zone right here that we'll find ourselves down in second gear, go through this little, almost a chicane, and then under the bridge. And what a beautiful, beautiful scenery we have around here as well. And we cruise through the rest of this circuit. My first ever lap around here as well, so I really am kind of going through here blind. Now we go over the bridge that we just went under a few moments ago. A lot of fun, very windy kind of circuit, matching that roller coaster vibe. Some arrows there on the left telling you, hey, you're going this way now. And then, of course, we go through this sweeping left-hander and under another bridge there. But an absolutely incredible racetrack that we have on our hands. Takes a minute to get around here. It's a pretty lengthy lap. Then we're going to swing to the left. It's a bit of a chicane here. We'll swing back to the right. A lot of curbing, but look at how dank that corner is. You kind of have to take a wide entry there to, of course, hit that second right-hander. And then we're onto the front straightaway, and that's going to end the lap. So this is going to be an interesting 10-lap race here in the Pinwheel GP. All right. We're ready to roll in the Pinwheel GP as Checo Perez now. And what can we do from the back of the grid? Let's find out as we're racing. Lando Norris on pole. You see the track map now up in the top right, as well as the leaderboard on the left side as I continue to use this Gran Turismo-esque leaderboard, basically. UI, I should say now. But everybody through turn one without any issues. How are they going to navigate through the roller coaster section? Do I get aggressive? I do. Look at that. 20 Formula One cars. That's an insane look at everybody going through that section of track. I mean, the whole track, of course, like I said, is practically a roller coaster, but going through that specific section is absolutely insane. I'm getting a great run through here, and I'm going to capitalize on that pretty well. Very deep into the braking zone. We're all right. That Haas of Nico Hulkenberg really hopped over the curbing right there, but everybody's okay now as we make this run down towards the left-hander. Just kind of let things sort itself out. Magnussen's getting aggressive up there on the back of one of the Ferraris. Oh, I say aggressive, and then you see what his teammate of Hulkenberg is going to pull off there a moment later. Now one of the Ferraris runs up. This corner right here, you just got to commit. Hold that gas pedal down, and then you kind of got to swing back out a little bit wide here, and then, of course, get ready for this left-hander now, as I am still a little bit off the pace, just trying to get used to this circuit. But, I mean, the majority of this track is this fast, you know, sweeping corners. But then you come up to here, can we hit this right? So you want to swing out wide like this, and then, of course, just set yourself up for that corner right there. That kind of reminds me of Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, actually, with one of the corners there when it goes downhill, uphill, and then like a double right-hander really quickly. It's a really fascinating corner. DRS on here, lap one, right to the back of Charles Leclerc. We're going to dive one up the inside into the first corner. He's going to actually be a little bit later on the brakes than not myself. I thought I was going to get him right there. Not quite the case. We're going to go for it, though, up the inside through the roller coaster section. Goodness gracious, it is so cool watching the elevation change right there. I mean, that's more crazy than Circuit of the Americas turn one, the run up the hill there, which, of course, is an absolutely insane elevation climb. I'm so sorry, Lance. That was possibly, very possibly, my fault, as I did not want to do that. We continue on, and you can see as well the lap count with this mod for the Gran Turismo mod does not quite work, but it does in the top center of the screen. So we are on lap 2 of 10, can confirm, and now we got some work to do to try and rally our way back forward after destroying Lance Stroll. I'm going to try and go around the outside here of current rookie of Logan Sargent. Job well done on that one. And then I just go too slow into there. Sargent tries to fight back up the inside. Not quite able to make it happen. Right to the back of these two Haas cars. Once again, I mean, is this really a passing zone? It's really hard. Not really. Yeah, you can't. Unless you catch someone off guard and do a NASCAR style bumping around like that. Passing is going to be extremely, extremely difficult there. Massive run again. Down the front straightaway, we can absolutely fly there, and we'll pass Hulkenberg back, and we'll get a nice run on Magnussen as well as we head in towards turn number 1. Definitely got to get used to going a little bit deeper into that corner than I'm comfortable with now, but we're going to try and get that run through the section here. You know what? Just go for it. Thank you very much. See you later, and we'll take the position there. And Charles Leclerc is going to be up next. Can we run him down? As I'm going to go a little bit wide, a little bit of gravel. We're fine. We stay ahead. Thank goodness. Oh, Leclerc hopping curbs right there. And now we're going to drag race towards the next corner. And then you got Lewis Hamilton just in front here. I was expecting to be just all over him there, so I braked a little bit early. Leclerc cannot get the job done. I could go for a move on Lewis, but he's trying to go for a move on Ricciardo, and then he screws himself up, and there we go. I mean, this track is so obviously, you know, fantasy driven, but it's producing a lot of fun driving, and on top of that, a lot of fun racing as well. I actually really dig how these AI are, you know, handling this circuit. It's a lot of fun. Ricciardo's trying to make a non-passing zone a passing zone. Only Daniel Ricciardo could pull that off, and he does successfully do it. And I'm going to follow through on Fernando Alonso there. That'll put us up at a P9. We are absolutely flying through the field. Definitely seems like their straight line pace of this AI, goodness gracious, isn't as good as it needs to be there, as I just about annihilated the AlphaTauri there. But lap 4 of this Grand Prix underway down towards turn 1. We're up into P7. We got a chance to climb our way up there and maybe win this race. As Norris, Russell, Sainz currently on the podium. Lap times right now are taking about a minute and a half. It only counted the first lap time on the Gran Turismo UI, but you can see it over there on the right side. And as well, you see the tires are wearing a little bit, but it's not going to be too bad here now as we continue to close in on the Alpine. And then in front of Gasly, we got Alex Albon having a solid run. Not quite sure who is currently in 4th position, but definitely gonna have a shot to win this thing. We're closing in on these leaders right here. It's just about really being smart now, as I'm gonna get right to the back of the Alpine. Try to not lose it. That's the one corner on the whole track where that back end really tries to kick out on you, so you got to be really careful there. I'm gonna follow Gasly right here through the downhill uphill sweeper, we'll call it now. I can't get over watching these cars. They're going side by side up there for second place, and that would be, it's got to be what, who did we pass earlier? Leclerc, I think it was. So it's got to be Sainz. Yes, it is, of course, Sainz. I'm looking directly at that leaderboard, and he is going at it now, as I'm gonna just go up the inside right here of Gasly, and there's Mr. Max Verstappen. That's the one name we didn't know that was up here. He's trying to mix it up now, as Russell, based off the track map, doesn't look to be too far ahead. Verstappen going for a move on the Ferrari. They're a little bit dank around this circuit for sure. When they're going for some overtakes, as you can see right there, they kind of try to shortcut the corner, and then it just screws them up more than it helps them. And then it gives me opportunities to come in and steal the thunder from Alex Albon, who's going to actually try and fight back on the left side. Not going to be quite enough there, so up into P5. I just want to see what it looks like going through the little downhill uphill right here from a third-person perspective. Not really as cool as I thought it was going to be completely honest with you. But nonetheless, it's cool either way. But we continue to try and close in on Verstappen. I don't see, actually looking at the track map, I see now Russell is quite a ways ahead, so we do got to get on it here. We're coming to 4 laps to go. Right up to the back of Verstappen now. I just about drove into the back of him here. I'm trying to just kind of catch him off guard. We'll try to go around the outside. We saw Danny Rick do it. Why can't I do it as well? Side by side with the Red Bull teammate. Perez versus Verstappen. Who's going to get it? Looks like it'll be ourselves here now. We are 5.8 seconds behind the leader, as we have a nice slipstream on Carlos Sainz. A pull out to the left side. Thank you very much. Definitely seems like I could have made the AI a bit more difficult here, to say the least. Oh god. Oh, okay. I thought I was about to absolutely blindside Lando Norris. Bit of oversteer right there. The Ferrari to the right side looking. Not going to happen. So we stay in P3, and then what we're going to do is go through here, get some slipstream, and see if we can take this and run all the way to the right side of the McLaren. Of course, got to get ready here. Just about off track. save it, thank goodness. And now we'll just bring the heat right back to Lando because we were able to kind of straight line the exit there and get such a good run. And now I'm going to brake a little bit too late again. I am absolutely throwing here. Where's the McLaren? Behind us still, thank goodness. 5.8 seconds to George Russell. That is a tall order here, especially when I am making mistakes, but we're going to be coming to 3 laps to go. Is it going to be able to happen here in the Pinwheel GP? I am really just, I really don't know what is wrong with me. I don't know how I managed that one. I nearly pull into the racing line there like Sebastian Vettel in Monza 2019. I'm absolutely just hustling this thing. This has got to be, aside from the obvious part of the track that I like the most, that's my favorite part, but that is certainly not my favorite to do. Now we've really got some work to do. Don't mind if I just slip up the inside. Oh, right to the back of Logan Sargent. Little bit of a tap there. Love tap just saying hello. Get ready for what's to come here. I'm going to absolutely send him into this corner. Don't mind if I do. And we'll take another spot up at the 17th there. Sargent has nothing to fight back with there. So now we can focus in on Esteban Ocon. The scenery of this track is just fantastic, and especially for a mod. It really does look beautiful. But I can just now just imagine Formula One doing a Grand Prix like this. Would you ever see it? Of course not, but I mean, it would be a treat to say the least now with these elevation changes, these sweeping corners, as we as well get to throw in the technicality right at the end of the circuit. I am just about destroying both Ocon and myself. The grip starting to fade in this car, but a big run to the back of the Alpine will swing out to the right side. Yeah, the straightaways is really where they're lacking that overall pace here now, as we'll put on the DRS. Just 2 laps to go here in the Pinwheel. Let's dive it down deep into turn 1. Goodness gracious, you cannot get away with that anywhere else. As now we'll pass Hulkenberg and set our sights on fellow Canadian here of Lance Stroll. This is where we're just going to be able to sweep up right to the back of him. Just about ended my career right there, getting a little bit too aggressive on the track limits. It's hard to make a pass right here, and Stroll, oh, he barely gives us racing room. We kind of forced it. We definitely forced our way in there, but we make it happen. I'm just going to go around the outside because I know he's going to screw up the corner. Thank you, Joe, and I will see you later. Up to 13th. It kind of does, this track really does open up opportunities like that right there to just kind of send it. Like, this is a Daniel Ricciardo dream of a racetrack right here. If you put him on it, he would succeed, I'm sure, very, very well. A lot of time gained through here. We're going to have 1 lap to go in the Pinwheel Grand Prix now, closing in on the back of Mr. Fernando Alonso now, and we'll swing to the left side this time. Can we get some points? For sure we will, because there's points right there as we pass Daniel Ricciardo now on the run towards turn 1. Who is that up there? Hamilton going way wide, but he's all right. And now we'll have the run on Tsunoda. Look to the left side. Hamilton's taking an awkward line. Yep, goodness gracious. I didn't lift. I was just hoping it was going to work out, and it did. We'll try to go around the outside of Charles Leclerc here like we did with Lance Stroll. Should be pretty easy, actually way easier this time than it was with Lance. Thank you very much. Up into P7 again as we continue on this final lap, and a lot of fun it was, to say the least, to drive this circuit here. I feel like this is one of those tracks you could take just about any car to this track and you're gonna have an enjoyable experience. So not just a Formula One, of course, focused circuit. Now is, oh goodness gracious, trying to throw away some points right at the end. Those two going at it. The AI, you know, if we increase the difficulty, I'm sure the pace will be fine, but they race really well around this circuit. I mean, we have not really seen too much issue there as we'll get past Albon, go up the inside of Ocon, now into the left-hander, force the issue. He says no sir, he's gonna fight back on the right side, and it's not over yet. We're gonna be side by side into the chicane. One last little fun tussle right there as we come to the line out of the final turn, trying to get the power down. Can't quite get it down like the AI can, but I think we're gonna give Verstappen before the line. We'll swing back to the right. We might even be able to get the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. DRS on. It's a drag race. I think we got him. Yes, we do. It's gonna somehow still be P3 as we come back to the line here. What a racetrack. Absolutely fantastic. The Pinwheel Grand Prix. The mod will be linked down below in the description if you want to check it out. That'll do it for me. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.